now rocking with the best. The bass get hot, boy, I am so many fresh. I talk cash money like I'm Birdman. Tackle topic straight on, no swerving. All facts is what I'm serving. No one's better or more deserving than me. I bring that heat like Miami on a whole nother level like I'm tiny. I prove points by helping you visualize, using data that's analyzed by eagle eyes. Get your mind right and act like you know. You are now tuned into the Real Untouchable podcast.
Hey, what it do, sports world, and welcome to the Real Untouchable podcast, man, with me, Ray Diaz. I got a great segment for you all, man. It's high school football. Yes, high school football is back, and I'm going to Arkansas. I want to ask you all, who is the top team in the state of Arkansas heading into the 2025 season? Before I get started, man, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the share button, and make sure you all give me your feedback on what you all think about this segment. And I know what y'all are thinking. Y'all got y'all teams in. Y'all got the Conways, the Benville, the Bryants, the Greenwoods. You know, you got the top teams. You got the Orkadelphia out of 4A. You got your top teams. But I'm going to tell you all why I think that this one team is just heads over better than every other team in the state of Arkansas. Okay, and I know what the title said. The title said it's out of Bryant and Greenwood. And I said this right here, it's out of these two teams. Why do I feel like that? Because Bryant is returning. Bryant is the 7A defending state champions, undefeated last season, 13-0. And Greenwood pretty much dominated everybody last season, winning all of their games. Kane Archer at quarterback is returning for his senior season. And I think that right there just puts them over the top. This right here is why I think that this right here are the two top teams in the state of Arkansas heading into the 2025 season. But if I have to just pick one team, which I don't like to do, okay, when I look at Conway, when I look at Bryant 13-0 last season. Quad Sanders, this is right here, got him another state championship. This team right here is loaded. Okay, you got Bryant. They're returning from 13-0 last year. They was ranked number 1 in the 2025 season overall in the state of Arkansas. Then you have Greenwood, who was number 2. They was 13-0 as well. Okay, behind them is another 7A school out of Benville. They are coming. I think that they might be more closer to everybody else. A lot of people keep telling me it's Conway, but I think it might be Benville that's more closer to everybody else, to Bryant than anybody else. Maybe Bryant or maybe Pulaski Academy. But you got Bryant. Then you got a team out of 5A, Parkview. They lost a lot. They lost money. They lost Cameron Settles. They lost the rest of the other kid that went to Oklahoma. They lost a lot. But they still returning a lot of hell of a players. So that's going to still put them as a top 5 team in the state of Arkansas. Okay. And then to finish off, round off the top 5, really, it was a tie between me. It was a tie for me between Conway and Pulaski Academy. I still say that. I'm going to put Pulaski Academy because Pulaski Academy is one of those teams you just can't count out. Okay. People don't want to turn. So these right here, Conway finished last season. I'm at 10-2. Then you also have Fayetteville. They was 8-3 last year. Okay, so you have a lot of talent, a lot of talented teams. Pulaski Academy finished 10-3 last year. Okay, Shiloh Christian, Benton. Okay, but I'm gonna explain to y'all why. Now I have people asking me, why do I feel that Bryant is the best team in the state of Arkansas? I'm about to go ahead and explain it to you. Yes, they did lose their starting quarterback, but I'm gonna also explain to y'all what they didn't lose. When you look at Bryant, first of all, when you look at the top players in the state, okay, Bryant have about 5 to 6 that's in the top 25. They have about 5 to 6 players that's in the top 25 of the best players in the state of Arkansas. So that right there pretty much tells you that even though they lost a lot, they still returned a lot. Okay. The young linebacker, they had a linebacker that transferred from they had one linebacker that transferred from Little Rock Parkview. Now he plays at Bryant. He's an Oklahoma commit. Okay, when you look at Kamawi Austin, wide receiver, 6'4", he's an 88 rating. He going to Alcorn State. That's what they got returning. You got Matthew Nelson, an edge, 6'5", 215 pounds. He's another Oklahoma commit on the defensive side. He's going to be returning for his senior year. Now, I just named 3 players. 2 is from the defense. One is from the linebacker. So when I say that Bryant is the best team, and I'm saying this right here because I look at Greenwood. Greenwood lost one of their no matter of fact, they lost their best pass rusher, which was Kane Archer's Kane Archer's big brother. They lost him last season. He was one of the best pass rushers, so they lost him. Bryant still have their pass rushers. Okay, yes, they lost their quarterback, but I tell you what, Bryant didn't lose. Okay, they Terry Hodges. Do y'all know who that is? That's the running back. He's standing at 6 foot, 180 pounds. He's a 90 rating coming back this season. So that tells me that Bryant is going to do what they've been doing for the last 4 years, and that's run the football. Okay, now I just named you 4 players right there that's in the top 25 for Bryant. Okay, yes, Greenwood have a lot. They have some pretty good players coming back as well. But when I look at this right here, when I look at the top 25 players in the state of Arkansas, I just think that Bryant is just better than everybody else. Okay, they got Caleb Tucker, the wide receiver, 6 foot. He's he's committed already as well. He's an 83 rated, 6 foot, 185 pounds. He'll be coming back next. He'll be coming back this season right here. So when I say that Bryant is the best team in the state of Arkansas, I'm going by what I see. I think Bryant was the most dominant team last season. Well, Greenwood, they dominated 6A. Parkview dominated 5A. But Bryant beat Parkview. Okay, so Bryant, they lost their quarterback, but I think they have their replacement. They have a young quarterback that I think is going to be able to pretty much get them what they need. They don't need him to come out there and do what Jordan Walker did. They need him to just make sure he doesn't lose the game. But my number 1 team in the state of Arkansas is the Bryant Hornets. They are the best team in the state of Arkansas, followed by Kane Archers and that Greenwood explosive, high-octane offense up out of Greenwood, the Bulldogs. These are the 2 best teams in the state of Arkansas that's heading into the 2025 season. I wish that these 2 teams could play, but they can't because one of them is 7A, the other one is 6A. I look forward for these 2 teams to go and dominate their respective conferences. Okay, same thing in 5A. I think Shiloh Christian have a good chance this season to finally upset, if you want to call it that, of Little Rock Parkview. But Little Rock Parkview, I got Little Rock Parkview coming out of 5A. I think that they just gonna have just enough to get themselves to the next level. I think that they're gonna find a way to get through. They play Green. I think they might play Bryant the second game of the season. After that, they pretty much might win the rest of their games. And they might put the mercy rules on the rest of their opponent. They are going for a 4P. Yes, they lost their coach, but guess what? You lose coach, but if you got the talent, yes, they lost one of their best linebackers, that transferred to Bryant. But when I look at this Little Parkview team, I think they're just better than all the rest of the team that's in 5A. That's just my opinion. Same thing I say with Greenwood. I think Greenwood is just better than the rest of those teams in 6A. Then when you go down to 4A, it's a lot of good teams in 4A. Okay, you got the Darnell, and you got the Arkadelphia, you got the Warren Lumberjacks. A lot of people know I'm a big Warren Lumberjacks fan. You got Hamburg. Hamburg should be way better than they was last season. Me looking at Hamburg's schedule, Hamburg, honestly, if they don't go 9-1, 8-2 is the minimum that they should go. Honestly. And I can honestly see if they can end up beating Warren, I can see Hamburg possibly going undefeated, going 10-0 in the regular season. Because I said this last season, and you can go back and look at some of my podcast videos. I said that Hamburg was a year ahead of time last season. I think that this right here is the year that Hamburg finally take that next step. Do I think they'll win the state championship? I don't know, because you got the Orkadelphias, you got the Warren, you got the other those other big teams when you have to go to their hometown on the road in the playoffs. Now that's going to be a little bit different. Hamburg returned their whole offensive line. Think about this: you returned your quarterback, your offensive line, and your running back, which was an all-state running back, Nakia Lewis. So when you return all of this right here, it is no way. Then you got the Pine Bluff commit, the Brown kid. You got the Pine Bluff commit. If he can get his hands right, you got a big body of wide receiver that's out there that can possibly make plays in the passing game. Okay, something that they was pretty much missing a lot of last season. You know, you got Kevion Duckery at the cornerback position returning. Do I think? Yes, I'm a big fan of his. I said that, you know, it's no shame in getting destroyed by Antonio Jordan, which was one of the best wideouts in the state of Arkansas. He probably won't even see an Antonio Jordan this year. So he's returning this year on a secondary that should be way better than it was last season. Okay, they gave up a lot of big plays last year. That's why I'm saying I think that this Hamburg team is going to take that next step in 4A. But you also got the Warren Lumberjacks. They returning some hell of a players. Now, when we go down to 3A, 2A, Fordyce is one of my biggest, like, I think Fordyce, this is the year that Fordyce take that next step, winning a state championship. And I think Cadillac Ellison and the rest of them boys will finally take that next step. Cadillac is coming into his, I think he was what, eighth or ninth grade of last year, so he should be in the 9th or 10th grade this year. I think he's in the 10th grade this year, so he's coming back to lead a explosive Fordyce Redbug offense. But I need to see him throw more. I need to see him test the defense deep. Now I did see some plays. I did see some highlights from him of them playing. I guess it was 7-on-7, and he looked pretty good at throwing the deep balls. He looked pretty good at finding the open receiver. If he can progress and get better at that, it's going to be hard to stop that Fordyce Redbug offense. Okay, but like I said before, you tell me who you think is the best team in the state of Arkansas, and we can go and we can talk about it. We can have a debate about it. But I think that the Bryant Hornets is the best team in the state of Arkansas heading into the 2025 season, followed by the Greenwood Bulldogs. Then you can put everybody else behind them. You can put the Benvilles, you can put the Conways, you can put the Pulaski Academies, you can put the Parkviews, you can put whoever you want to put behind them. But the Bryant Hornets, I think that they run the table this year and they pretty much win 7A. I'm looking at the same thing in 6A with Greenwood. I think Greenwood runs the table as long as Kane Archer can stay healthy. And before I get off, I just want to say this. I really don't understand what the hell Arkansas be doing. We never go out and recruit our own homegrown players. We always let our homegrown players go somewhere else, like the Monterio Money Elston, like the Cameron Settles did go. Amarion Robinson, that's his name, the other kid that was from Parkview. Amarion Robinson, he ended up going to Oklahoma. Same thing with the kid, the linebacker from Bryant that's going to Oklahoma this season. Okay, I just don't understand how Arkansas cannot persuade their own homegrown kids to stay in the state of Arkansas. It makes no sense to me. But hey, y'all tell me what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think. Who do you feel is the best team in the state of Arkansas? I will be breaking down the conferences coming up in the next week. I'm going to be starting off with 4A and why I think that Hamburg should take the next step this season. And I'm hoping that they can take the next step. But hey, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Until next time, y'all have a great Friday night. Thank y'all again for listening to another great segment of the Real Untouchable Podcast. Great days. Until next time, y'all have a great night. Peace.